DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. And it is Sunday afternoon. And I'm sitting in one of my Adirondack chairs. Yeah, we bought that one time. I thought they'd be actually more comfortable than they are. They're nice, they look good, but frankly, uh, modern day lawn chairs are actually much more comfortable. But nevertheless, they're nice and they look good. Yeah. So it's still warm. Yeah, it is. Well, let me see. It's 31. It's probably going to be. Siri wants to talk. Shut her up. Okay, yes. So it's 31, and probably will be up to 32, or was up to 32 today. So it's a warm day, and we are not in the warmest part, but it's summer, isn't it? And by the way, some people keep forgetting it's supposed to be warm in summer. Yeah. Anyway, but that would be another discussion. Yeah, you probably noticed my nice little hat here. Make no, it's not make Switzerland great again. No, exactly. That's what people have been asking me. No, it says Switzerland great since 1291. I've been getting a lot of discussions about this. One of the reasons I got the hat was, first, I liked it. I liked the comment, which I do actually believe. But the thing was, is the president or the head of the Switzerland state, which by the way changes every year. Okay, so it's one of seven people. Our top executive government is made of seven people, and every year there's a rotation as to who will be the head of the state, the head of the government. Call him president, and he wore this hat at the which game was it? It was the game of in the World Cup in Vancouver, which was about a week ago. Okay, and everybody kind of smiled because it was, I guess, in a way, it was an answer to saying, some countries don't need don't need to be saying that they're great or not. On the other hand, I think it actually is a statement in a way, and I like it because it's a statement, as many countries do, about pride in your country. Uh, North Americans, well, people from the United States like to do it. Canadians, sometimes, yeah, they do sometimes, um, and the Swiss like to, in their kind of self-deprecating way, and I'm Swiss. Yes, I'm also Canadian actually, but I've lived here for over 40 years now. So yeah, I just kind of do definitely feel more Swiss, that's for sure. But it got me to thinking. Um, was it this week? Yes, of course it was this week. It was Friday. I had a Spanish class with my Spanish teacher who lives in Mexico. Because Mexicans are very proud, rightly so, of their own country. Yeah. And I was thinking, like, what is great? And you might be able to take any of these hats. They don't have to be red. You can take any of these hats, change the name, change the date, and you will probably be able to find people that will be ready to wear them because that's what they think. So in my class this week, we reviewed a show that was on Mexican television, probably the equivalent of PBS, or a public broadcasting system. It was on Canal 11, which is Channel 11. And it was about the caste system that existed in Mexico. And so we chatted about that. And it was an interesting topic because finally, what is a caste? It's different things. I mean, it's power, it's bloodlines. It often has relations to religious beliefs, and so on. And when you think about it, has it ever really stopped? Is it just simply continuing with other names? And there's caste systems. If you really want to get into it, there's caste systems in capitalism. There's caste systems in socialism or communism. And if you really think about it, they're there. They're there. And they will be. And I think that as long as human beings are human beings, as long as we are, I was almost going to say unrepentant human beings, it'll be there. I'm laughing a little bit because I often had said at one time that I wouldn't listen to Game of Thrones. Well, I actually have been lately. And there is a part in the Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a bunch of kings and lords and stuff like that. And there's slaves and all that. So the caste system is very much present in that. And then you have a group of people that are, well, basically they're the religious fanatics, like the Inquisition. And they actually create a kind of a caste system on their own because they're the superior ones. They're the ones that will castigate. I like that word because it makes caste into castigate. Yeah, they're the ones, who actually apply the caste system in a supposed system that's going to remove. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that even though we don't call it that, what was that expression? I can't remember which animal it was, but something, it might be a fish is a fish by any other name and it's still a fish or something like that. I don't remember it. But I think you see what I mean. Like I say, I can't remember exactly what the saying was. But it basically means you can give it the name that you want. If it's the same thing, it'll still be the same thing, just using another name. Yeah, I didn't even know I was going to talk about that first. Well, by the way, I'd be curious if anybody has a similar hat. It could be a MAGA hat. It could be a similar hat from another country. Turn it around and look and see where it was made. Yeah, you got it. Made in China. So I'm wondering how many of these hats actually, because I think that if we want to go about talking about companies or countries that are great, we don't even seem to be able to make caps anymore. But that doesn't make us less great. It just means that we've outsourced. Oh goodness. But I did laugh about that because it's one of these things that there's a statement and then you look within the statement. So in this case it's within the hat and you see I was going to say what's behind the statement and who did it, who made it. So yeah, there's something about that, another thing to think about. So maybe I'm going to stop there. Anyway, I guess that'll be it for today. I'll keep it. I don't even know how long I've been speaking because I didn't check. So that'll be it. Hope you have a great Sunday. I am probably going to go back inside because it's actually cooler inside than outside. So continue to enjoy your Sunday. DC signing off. Take care, everybody. And till next time.